Hey guys, this is Collin Moshman and Katie Dozier for CardsChat.com, and today we have our top 5 tournament tips. Katie, start us off.
Okay, the first one is going to sound somewhat like a cheerleader cheer. You may have heard it where you go, be aggressive. You want to play aggressively, and that means putting a lot of pressure on your opponents. You should not be easy to play against. People should fear playing hands against you because you are playing so aggressively.
Yes, aggressive play, a cornerstone of good poker. And tip number 2 is going to be to plan your hands. So let's say, for example, that you re-raised before the flop, somebody jams on you. Are you going to call it off or are you going to fold? You should know that in advance. Or you check call the flop with a second pair type of hand. What are you going to do if your opponent keeps on firing on the next street? You're going to call him down all the way. So plan out your hands in advance.
Yeah, your bet sizes too. You shouldn't be the person that takes 2 minutes before the flop because you don't know what you're raising to. Have a default raise size, have this planned out. It'll make it tougher actually to play against you because you'll be more balanced too, I think.
Well said.
And then we're going to go to our third tip, which is a general guideline of playing shuffled poker with 15 blinds or less. This is going to be something that's really important to avoid difficult, tricky spots in tournament poker, and is a great guideline to have in mind when you're playing.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much money in the middle relative to your stack. Once you get under 15 blinds, if you're going to play that pot, just go right ahead, move all in. Excellent default. And this brings us to tip number 4, which is that you want to play looser as the big stack and tighter as the mid stack when you're at a final table. If there's a sit and go with big pay jumps, anything like that, because you can pressure your opponents when you're the big stack, but as the mid stack, you gain so much money from your opponents busting that you want to play tighter.
And hopefully more often you're the big stack because it's about 1,000 times more fun is the reality.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Just make the most of it when you are the big stack for sure. Which brings us to the top point of this video, which is to play in soft tournaments. So if you are a very good player, but you go and play against the absolute best players in the world, guess what? You are the fish, so to speak, in that game. You are not going to be winning, so you want to look for soft fields where you can have an edge. And in general, that's going to tend to be lower stakes tournaments as you're starting out, and build from there.
Yeah, absolutely. At large fields, high guarantees. But with that said, I am going to be playing the Triton Millions next week.
That's interesting development here in the Moshman household. We're going to have a little talk once we turn this video off. So thanks to you guys so much for watching. This has been Collin Moshman and Katie Dozier for CardsChat.com.